Oh boy.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? We are back with another reaction. We were privy to be a part of the Universal panel where they showed Glass and Halloween. Well, these men saw the Halloween. I didn't get to see that, unfortunately, but I was there for Glass. And we're about to go and do a reaction for it all over again / breakdown. Y'all got any thoughts about it before we go and look at it again?
About this trailer?
Yeah.
Nah, we need to just dive in.
Man, my
It's what the people need.
my 10 cent is that two things. We were in Hall H all day. Glass undoubtedly got the biggest pop the entire day. No lie.
Yeah.
No lie.
Oh.
And I literally felt a little bad because Halloween was good and the pop was okay. And then Bumblebee might have been the most questionable movie of the day.
For sure.
And it got a okay pop. But Glass set the precedence for like what is complete. It's like people were up clapping.
We were
Damn
losing.
good.
We
Damn
were all
good.
losing.
Yo, the sound design fucked me up. I was like, oh shit, them not coming through, boy. He ain't playing.
Yeah.
That sub bass, that's a oh shit.
I was about to
yeah, because
mention.
we were right next to that.
I was just about to mention that I think I had asked you or someone else that was in the pit area. I said, hey, do these things shake? Because I wanted to sit my camera down to watch. And God knows, I'm glad I didn't, because man, it got real rumbly down there.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, let's do this thing.
It's amazing to meet you. It is simply extraordinary.
Why do I feel like something's wrong with her?
Maybe this will all make sense if I explain who I am. My name is Dr. Ellie Staple, and I'm a psychiatrist.
I wouldn't be surprised if,
My work
like,
concerns a particular type of delusion of grandeur. It's a growing field.
what the heck is all that?
I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
The three of you've convinced yourselves you have extraordinary gifts like something out of a comic book.
I love
David Dunn, the only person to survive that train wreck all those years ago. What do?
I'm in security.
You think you have superpowers.
It's a feeling, a vision. I have to touch them.
You believe
That was him. That was freaking him.
My name is Patricia.
I have no question there are 24 identities
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, senora. We almost got you, bro.
that live in that body with you.
The beast is coming any minute now for you guys.
But what I am questioning is your belief that you are something more than human.
And yet, it is true. My bones break easily. I've had 94 breaks in my life.
But you have an extraordinary IQ.
This is not a cartoon. This is the real world.
No way.
And yet, some of us still don't
You know, she's the only one that knows his name. She's the only one that can stop
Some
him.
of us can still bend steel. I've been
Heroes,
waiting for
villains. That's so dope. I didn't even catch that.
May I meet the beast? I hope for your sake that he lies here. That sounds like the bad guys teaming up. A lot of people are going to die. Don't do this. Are you ready?
Oh, I just realized his weakness is water. His freaking weakness is water.
Oh no.
What do we call you, sir? First name, Mr. Last name.
Dog, oh my god. M. Night about to fuck everybody. Dog, what if the villain wins, dog? That just gave me goosebumps. Like, what if James McAvoy won?
I just realized his biggest
Damn.
weakness is freaking water.
Damn.
I didn't even think about so Sarah Paulson is helping him out of the water right here.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
But
obviously, to your question in the beginning, we're seeing the sympathetic side of her, not just sort of say acquiring.
that's his mom. That's
Yeah.
Glass's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
not just inquiring about their abilities, but actually there seems to be some form of compassion, which maybe this thing you keep talking about, maybe there's a sense of her trying to render her her abilities.
Yeah.
Maybe. Cause there's so many ways that he could just knock this out of the park. You know what I'm saying? Because it's interesting that it's so stripped down, but it still feels epic. You know, like it's minimal, but it still feels like epic in scale, which is just rare to see. Look at my boy just running like a goddamn wild animal fool.
That man.
Oh, I didn't see him in the background. What the fuck? What's happening right there? What's going on? He just sick him, boy, and like.
So he pushed him through the freaking glass. I love the pun there.
Legit.
This man, what if he set all of this into motion?
I don't know.
Like he set up the platform for them to kind of seem like. I just don't know what his end game is.
Well, he is the brains. We do know that, and he seems to be putting together a team.
Yeah.
As he said, to villains. So in any villain movie, there got to be heroes, right?
Sure.
It can't just be one. It can't just be one.
So who is it?
I think that one. What's her name?
And Anatolia Joy.
I think she's gonna go. I think she's like a Gohan essentially. You know what I mean? And she's just gonna.
I think she's intrigued by their abilities because she has her own.
I think she's just gonna unexpectedly unleash her powers in a way that's just like, wait, what? You know?
Yeah, I find it interesting that she puts herself back involved. Now I know that she's the only person that knows his real name that can calm him down. So I'm assuming how they were able to subdue him, but. I don't know. I don't understand how they all got kidnapped.
Do you think M. Night would be bold enough to make like James win?
First of all, he's bold because he's proven he's bold in everything.
This is true, facts.
But I don't think there is. I think we're talking about M. Night. We know none of his conventions are very vivid.
Yeah.
So the fact that we do see conflict between the three of them already is a boomerang to me. I think there's going to be some form of alliance. I think that's what we should be. So again, like I said, with them being the villains or the anti-heroes, there must be some form of antagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
So that's Anna Taylor-Joy trying to stop the police from shooting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
McAvoy.
Right, yeah.
But she looks like he already got shot. But it's not gonna kill him.
Nope. Did my guy just knock down like 5 men in there? Jesus.
I think he did.
Really nice shots.
I think he legit just pushed them all in there. But that right there, I didn't catch that. No. Heroes, villains.
Time out. Who is that?
I don't know.
I think that's his son. I think that's David Dunn's son. Because nobody else, it wouldn't make any sense because his son was into comic books just like Mr. Glass, right?
That's right. That's
and,
right.
And
that's
another
right.
thing is, I'm not trying to act like I came up with this idea first. But someone was saying that they like, and you can see it too at the ending of you've seen Unbreakable, right?
Yes.
Okay. Spoilers if you haven't seen Unbreakable. Okay, coming in hot. But like at the end of Unbreakable, when we realize like the evil master plan from Samuel L. Jackson, right? Well, he's by like a desk that's like cluttered with shit, and like the walls is cluttered with like these newspaper headings, and some of them talk about other people with abilities.
It did.
So I mean, he might just like boom, like put a spotlight on that.
And it's also interesting. Why is she at the comic book stop?
Again, I think she's doing her research on abilities.
Yeah.
I think that because she, because of her profession, she is able to interview them to gain some insight. But I also think that the twist with her is that she's coming off being curious because they're, the things they've done to other people and stuff like that. But in fact, she's also trying to. Maybe she's in denial, but I think she's trying to come to heads with her own self. Mm-hmm. I think we do see her become part of this alliance. And to talk a little bit about the panel today. I mean, everyone up there knows that there's success here, and they already are thinking about the next steps. And the word universe. First of all, when you talk about superheroes, the word universe is synonymous now.
Yeah.
No one's making one-offs. Every single superhero movie panel today, no matter if it's the Bumblebee movie with just that character or the Venom movie, every single person brought up universe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think there's more to this.
I guess I didn't really. I don't know. Like, to me, I always imagined that, you know, this trilogy would sort of be sort of like Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, where it's like it's just its own isolated 3-movie universe. But I will admit, it is super interesting to imagine M. Night just taking the, just totally taking the cork out and just going completely insane and having like a whole MCU, if you will.
Yeah, it's an interesting world that he's kind of platformed. Like, there's so many different possibilities and things we just don't know.
Right.
Like the callback to Kevin being at the same exact train station that technically Bruce Willis was at, leaving the flowers down, what that actually means. The significance of what propelled their powers to awaken. Was it trauma? Was it physical trauma? Mental trauma? And then even with this trailer, like, there's so many different hidden clues. Like, I'm sitting there looking at, I think this is Mr. Glass on a comm while Bruce Willis is like stuck somewhere. So it's evident he's more involved with this than just being a prisoner.
Yeah, another thing, whoever made this trailer was super clever, because there's a lot of noticeable sleight of hand already, which is why I was saying I feel like he's hiding something super big in the narrative. Potentially maybe his best ending, best plot twist all time for himself, for sure. Because he's just been working on this damn same story for so long.
If you're gonna make statements like that, you need to start off by saying hot take. Because you got to be, if you're gonna say all time, you got.
Well, for himself.
I'm just saying signs was the thing, and
for his filmography.
So if you're saying this is going to surpass,
I'm saying it's possible.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Potential.
So this scene that, like I was bringing up with him on the comm, Bruce Willis looking, what I'm assuming at a camera, it looks like he's setting him up to fight the Beast, which is what he's always wanted, because he can't physically do it. Lex Luthor always, outthinks Superman. Sure. He always uses different things to kind of outsource to justify the means, but then it blows up in his face because worse than he can kind of imagine. Just like we looked at, the death of Superman, like he thought that he could use the Doomsday scenario to be ahead, but really it blew up in his face. So maybe that's this situation. Maybe it's deeper than that. I feel like Samuel is going to give a really big performance in this one. But
yeah.
The last thing for me is that, do you think that there may not be total conflict between McAvoy character and Bruce Willis character and totally, but do you think that it might be a strong conflict between one of the personalities?
I think that the Beast has to go up against David Dunn because he's the total antithesis of what he's trying to do. Like, it wouldn't make sense that he okay, there's somebody else that's as strong as me and I'm just gonna allow that to happen. No, like, I need to be in control. I need to be able to show people who we are and what we're about, and I'll do it by any means necessary to continue to do what I'm going to do to protect Kevin. So I think that part of him, absolutely, but I think that what's the kid the kid version of him? What's the kid's name?
Bruce.
No. The personality.
Oh. Shit, the little boy. I can't even think.
I forgot his name.
I can't even think.
But I could easily see him being like, "Wow, you're a superhero. Like, you are something I aspire to be." I could see that easily happening. So to your question, I think that it will be a confliction, definitely there for Kevin.
To me, I don't know. I just feel like he's just gonna go completely left from people's expectations. So I feel like maybe it's gonna be like an immediate short bursts of one-on-one, kind of like with season 2 of Daredevil with Punisher and Punisher and Daredevil. They squared off for a couple couple episodes, 3 episodes, 4 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the narrative went in a totally different direction. I think that might happen here, possibly.
Also, too, again, for a trailer, it's supposed to sort of say, give you an idea what the plot's going to be. But I think that, again, with M. Night, you just never know because of how he, his ways of directing and writing. So what's interesting to me now after this conversation is that we see a lot of action with the Beast.
Yeah.
Which in Split, we didn't see maybe none of the Beast in the trailers, I don't believe. Because when he went Beast towards the end, it was like, whoa, I didn't know he had this personality.
Right.
And that was the personality everyone feared. They didn't know how to get him out of it. Obviously, that's what he killed. So
That's right, he ate those girls.
Yeah, I think there was like a tiny bit of like the Beast in the trailers, but yeah, I think he did.
But now we got so much Beast.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if this is incorrect information, but someone at the panel asked, well, how many personalities was going to be in this movie? He was at 24, and I believe the answer to the question was more than that, because what's her name that was hosting it was like, wow, I'm just blown. And I don't think someone would have asked the question if the answer was already there for the other movie. So which makes me think that he may be housing more personalities now. Even if not, even if that's not the case, I still think that the emphasis of seeing so much on the Beast in conflict really makes me wonder, like, what other focus or what other chemistry are we going to get between the characters and these other personalities? We see the conflict with the Beast in them, but what are the other ones going to do? And like you said, the kid version may look up to him like, oh, you're what I aspired to be.
Yeah.
Yo, you kind of just blew my mind for a moment there. For real, yeah, it's true. Like, technically speaking, this is a large cast because of James. It's weird thinking of it in that context, but it's true though, because I mean they're all so incredibly detailed.
Yeah.
The execution is so detailed.
Yeah. You can legit remember these different personalities, and it's like the first time I watched it, I was like, I've never been so like focused that like, man, I can tell this distinct character. I like this about this character that James came up with. And he's definitely gonna play with that, because we heard like 3 different other characters that we never heard before. Somebody that was Latino, somebody that sounded like they were something else. So yeah,
I was so sad that he wasn't. He was like sick.
Yeah, he was
like
very sick. He couldn't come.
I would have loved for him to like break into like one of the personalities, or like like for a moment, or like I don't know. I'd be very curious about his approach to like how he developed the personality. So maybe he's spoken at length about this already. It's not something I've looked into, but I'd be curious like how he approached it, like with Heath Ledger, like how he stayed in like a motel for like a fucking month, just obsessing on how to be the best Joker.
I think this video wouldn't do justice if Sam didn't bring up his point about McAvoy devotion to his art. And when you think about the script that was put in front of him and the fact that he had to do these personalities, considering everything else he's done and how you can see how committed he is to it. We speak a lot about him having to do it as it being a challenging thing, but I think with the personality and who he is as a person, I don't think there had to be very like strict practice and seclusion and stuff like that. I think he just went for it and he just nailed it.
Interesting.
And I think that he knew this was a big role. And when you have M. Night, that as we've seen today, who has been very committed to getting this project done.
Yeah.
You pick the right particular people to do it, and that's a big monkey on your shoulders. And I mean, he handled it, and I think that that role is in safe hands with him. It's the crazy thing about this is that when we think about the success, you got 20 something personalities. he's going to be approached for other movies. Like, hey, you think we can get like you to act like a couple of these, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
he set an interesting tone for a casting now.
Yeah.
For sure, because I think that was one of the reasons. That was definitely I would definitely agree. Like maybe with the marketing, one of the biggest pulls, if not the biggest pull, was James. Period.
Yeah.
Because we weren't thinking in context with the movie and the ending. We were just thinking of the movie without the ending, which in itself is like, damn, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then the ending comes and it's just like, holy shit. Because Unbreakable is actually one of my all-time favorites. It's just such a... It's like, I feel like the more you tear it apart, the more ingenious it becomes. It's just like, damn, this fool was thinking about this in 2000? Like, what? Like, superhero films were nowhere near popular like that back then. Not popular at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
In cinema? No.
I guess to close it out, you guys, like, one of the things we had a conversation about was just how well McAvoy can bridge the gap between groups of characters / actors and allow them to play off. Like, I guess a good example would be The Last King of Scotland. My man, Forrest Whitaker, got an Oscar, but you won't forget that other guy that was, like, taking all of the blunt force of it was James McAvoy. He's done it before with other things like kid movies and other movies, but I think this is a prime example of just how talented he is, and I think that's part of the reason why First Class works so well is because he took that helm.
Like Days of Future Past.
First Class.
Oh, okay.
Because
I think you're talking about with the mixture of casts with the original X-Men squad.
I was more so thinking like the fact that Patrick Stewart owned that role, but yet in First Class, like James made it his own, and like that's so. I would be intimidated. Like I wouldn't even know how to approach even going to that level. But he just took it and ran with it. And that's why.
But that is to my point is that you put the franchise on this guy's shoulder, and X-Men hasn't ideally been so successful in like the last few years. And then not only that, once you put it in his hands for one movie, then the next movie, it could be an intimidation thing. Say, hey, we got this idea where we want to go over this series of comics called Days of Future Past. This would involve the old X-Men group to come back in. This is their baby, and they easily could come there and and put their foot in the ground and talk about their accolades and what's theirs and how they want to do it. But the fact that we got Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy in scenes working together, and you see the magic of what McAvoy can do when he's, he has his cast team and the older cast is there, and he still captures it. That the look over to it was like the passing of the torch. Yeah, saying I think the Professor X role in the X-Men franchise is good with you, and I thought that was amazingly powerful. That people didn't realize it.
I got a question though. Kevin's parents, they died, right?
Yeah.
Did they die in the same exact train that
I don't know.
Bruce Willis's character survived?
They definitely died on the train, right?
Yeah, because he went to the train station and left the flowers down before he turned into the Beast.
Yeah. Damn, that'd be fucked up.
But I don't know. I was curious because we don't know anything about anybody related to him.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, could you imagine if like not only was that the train that his parents were on, but like if he found out that Samuel did that, Jesus, think about that performance.
But it's alluded to though. It's alluded to. He might not know it, but us as audience, we know that he systematically did all those different things.
Yeah, I just got mindfucked. What if the movie like totally flipped and like he successfully pulled off like a fucking Batman Robin type of thing?
What do you mean?
Like if it's like hypothetically speaking, if his parents were on the train and it was the same train that Bruce Willis was on, and then he finds out about that, and he kind of like quasi helps and doesn't help Bruce Willis take down Samuel. That would be interesting. Well, maybe, I don't know.
We are going way too into it.
Right.
You can tell that we are very much so immersed into this. We're down for it. Hopefully you guys are excited for Glass.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Definitely check out these guys' channels. Jor-Els Alexandria, Big Gold Belt, description bar below. We might do another reaction. We're not gonna be as long as this one, I promise.
And by the way, for the love of God, if for some dumbass reason you're watching this and you have not, you made the mistake of not watching Unbreakable, in my personal opinion, not only is it a 10 out of 10 film, but it's almost like a visual graphic novel. To be honest with you, I love Unbreakable, one of my favorites. So
it is. You definitely gotta check it out. But I'm sorry about it, y'all. All right, guys,
we
we're
got
gonna
more
go.
videos to make.
Yeah, we're gonna try. All right, y'all. Peace.